Hey, this is Chris Bertelson with a quick clip from Nevada Learning Series. Here we'll take a look at the desktop in Windows 8. Well, I'm going to launch the desktop. It's this tile over here in the lower left-hand corner called Desktop. And when I do, it takes us to the Windows 8 desktop. And this is the traditional environment for Windows programs. It should look very familiar to you. It has a taskbar down here at the bottom. And this is where you would run programs that ran before with earlier versions of Windows. If it worked in Windows 7, it should work in here, look, feel, and act very much the same as it did before. It has very familiar things like if I hover over these running programs down here, those icons, I can see a thumbnail of that file. If I hover over the thumbnail, I can preview that. If I click, it will open that window up. And you have multiple resizable adjustable windows here. You can zoom them up to full screen. You can go to a smaller window. You can even drag and drop and snap those to fit on the left and on the right, as you see there. So it works just the way that you're used to it working before. In fact, if you go to the lower right-hand corner and click on that spot right there, it will minimize the desktop so that you can see your beautiful, pristine, clean wallpaper that you have back there. And I'm sure all our desktops will remain uncluttered with Windows 8, right? Right. To make it easy to launch desktop programs, there's a couple of things I can do in Windows 8. Let's say that I want to make it easy to launch PowerPoint. Well, first I'm going to hit the Windows key and go back to the Start screen, and if I right-click or swipe up from the bottom with the touch screen, I get this app bar down here, and I can go to All Apps. And now I'm going to go over and find PowerPoint right there, and if I right-click on that, I get an app bar down at the bottom that allows me to first pin it to the Start screen. So now I've added PowerPoint there to make it easy to launch, but I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to select it again, go over here and choose Pin to Taskbar, and now we've added it to the taskbar. I push the Windows key, we go to the Start screen, scroll over here, and you can see that we've added PowerPoint right there. Let's drag and drop it over here into the Office group of tiles. Now, anytime I want to launch PowerPoint to the desktop, I just click on that, and it takes me to the desktop and PowerPoint. In addition, I can also launch it from the taskbar down here at the bottom. There I've added that PowerPoint icon. I click and it launches it right there. And most people have about 8 or 10 different desktop programs that they run on a regular basis to do their job. Line those up down there in the taskbar, and it makes it very quick and easy to get to work with this desktop. There's some keyboard shortcuts I like to point out. You'll notice that the PowerPoint icon is the 5th icon over down there in the taskbar. If I do a Windows 5, that will launch me into PowerPoint, and then Windows 4 will launch me into the 4th one down there, that being Word, and so on and so forth. So if you like keyboard shortcuts, that's good. There's also a nice thing, if you right-click, you can see a jump list on these icons down there, and the jump lists are past files that you've opened in those respective programs. The idea being it makes it very easy to just jump right into that worksheet with a click right down there on the jump list. If you have favorites that you use all the time, you can push that little push pin in there. Just click that with your mouse, and now you've added that to a pinned list up there at the top that stays the same. So you've got a lot of nice choices in how you can set that up and quickly get to work. If you want to change the wallpaper, which a lot of people do, you do it the same way you did in the past. You can right-click, go into Personalize, and here you can change the desktop background. And let's say that we want to come down here to some public pictures, and I want to choose this picture right here of a jack-o'-lantern. We can come back here, and we've set the desktop background. You can also change the color that you have here. If we go into color, here you can see this changes the color or the frames, the borders here in Windows. You can also adjust the intensity of that color. But I like to use a new option in here called Automatic Color. And what this does is it looks at the predominant color in the picture you've chosen for the wallpaper and applies that to the border. So in this case, we have a pumpkin that is predominantly orange. So we have an orange hue to our border, which I think is kind of a nice aesthetic that's added to that. Now here I want to show you that I have my desktop, and 2 computers running Windows 8 with their respective desktops, and I'm logged in with the same account on both of these computers. On the right, I have changed my wallpaper, and after about 60 seconds, the wallpaper on the other Windows 8 machine with the same user account has also changed. So it synchronizes these wallpapers and colors that you set on the desktop. This is in addition to synchronizing the background and color of the start screen, the user account picture, and the lock screen. It's a really cool feature, I think, of synchronization of settings between Windows 8 devices. If you're a power user, you can go to the lower left-hand corner, right-click, and you get a list of utilities that power users may be interested in. If I want to go in and look at my system, I can get different system data in there. If you want a keyboard shortcut, Windows X will also pop out a list of those commands. And maybe I want to pull up the command prompt. If you know what that is, that's a quick and easy way to get to that with that shortcut menu. One last thing I want to show you here that I do on all of my systems with the desktop, and that is I put it in the upper left-hand corner. I drag that tile right up there, because when I first log into Windows 8 and see the start screen, if I hit the Enter key, it launches whatever tile is in the upper left-hand corner. So now I log in, I see the start screen, I hit Enter, and I immediately go to my desktop and I can start launching from any of a number of icons that I have down there and get to work. So that's a look at how you can use the desktop in Windows 8. This has been a quick clip from Nevada Learning Series, helping you get the most from your Microsoft software.